Hi there and welcome back. It's Lisa from Critters'n Designs in Ontario, Canada. And today we're going to make a really cute little treat box. I was doing this on the weekend, getting ready for my classes for this week. And so we're going to be doing this actually tomorrow night with my class. And so I've done a Santa and a little elf. Aren't these just so stinking cute? And then last year I had made like a little reindeer. Same idea, just using some circle punches and the bow punch. And I had another one. Must be in the other room. I thought I had another one. Oh yeah, I had a penguin. I don't know where he is though. I think it's probably in the other room. So for the penguin, I just did. I'll find it later and I'll bring it out. It's really really cute. Sweet. So before we get started, there were just a couple of things I wanted to address, and one of them is, let me just see if I can find it on here, is the joining special for Stampin' Up. So during the month of October, I almost said August, during the month of October, if you choose to become a demonstrator, you have two choices. They are celebrating 35 years of being in business. And for the first, you have two options. You can either get 35% off the cost of your starter kit, in which case you could choose $165 worth of product and only pay $87.75. Or you could get 35% more product for the same price. So you would get $222.75 Canadian worth of Stampin' Up! Product of your choice and pay only $135. Plus, if you sign up during the month of October, almost did it again, during the month of October, you automatically will be registered for the on stage for November the 11th, which is a demonstrator only event. And during these events, we always get to see what's coming up in the next catalog, and there's stamp-alongs and all kinds of things. And if you'd like more information on this, let me know. And that registration for the onstage is $102 in value, and you get that for free. And also, there is a new kit that just came out. Let me switch down to my desk and I'll just bring it out. So I just got this yesterday. Not yesterday, Friday, but I haven't opened it yet. So I'm really excited. So I'm hoping to get a video of this done in the next few days. I've got some quilts I absolutely have to get out the door, but in the next couple days, I'd like to do this little rustic Christmas countdown kit. And I ordered two of the kits because I want to do one as the countdown kit, and then I want to do the second kit as cards. So just to let you know that this is now available. And it's a non-stamping card, meaning you don't get a stamp and ink and a block, but everything that you need is in here to create this whole kit. So that's that. And was that everything? Let me see my notes here. Oops. So just looking at my notes, the only other thing that I can think of off the top of my head right this second is that on November the 7th, I think, yeah, I think November the 7th, the online exclusives is going to be updated with some new products. So if you're interested in checking those out, I know that there's a new 3-color glimmer paper that I was able to pre-order, so I'm really excited about that. And of course, it's in the other room. Sorry about that. But and some new papers as well. I'm not sure if I have them with me or not. I don't think I do. Everything is in the other room getting ready for my classes for tomorrow, so I don't have them, but I did show them actually on a previous video. And they're the ones that has the red foiled, one of them has the red foiled paper all over the top. So you can check those out, and I will post a link to those on my blog. So why don't we get started making this cute little box? So let me switch down to my desk. So these are so easy. It's just ridiculous how simple they are. So all you need to make one of these is a 3.5-inch square. Well, first I'm going to cut the body. So I need a 3-inch strip, and I'm going to do the Santa, so I need real red. So there's 3 by 11. And then I'm going to cut a 3.5-inch square. 3.5 by 3.5. And then on this square, I'm going to score at 1/2 inch on each side, all 4 sides. So I'm going to score at 1/2 inch. I'm almost feeling like I need to get a sweater. It's funny how it goes from so stinking hot at the beginning of August, I keep saying August, beginning of October. And now it's October, and it's so mid-October, and it's so chilly. And also, I'm getting sidetracked. It's been one of those days. So I've got my 3 by 11 for the body, 1.5 by 11 for the trim for around his neck, and I have a 3.5-inch square. And I'll also need a 1 by 1. Oops. A 1 by 1 inch square. This is one of my kits for tomorrow. Geez, I didn't plan this very well, did I? Okay, a 1-inch square of the adhesive backed gold shimmer paper, and a 3/4 by 3/4 inch piece of basic black, and a 3/4 by 11-inch strip of basic black. Now you could just trim off 3/4 of an inch off the end of your belt and it'll still work. But I just had some scraps, so I just cut a little 3.25 by 3, or I mean a 3/4 by 3/4. So the first thing we're going to do is prepare the bottom of our box. So if you're just joining us, go ahead and say hello so I know that you're out there. So I'm going to trim, not trim, I'm going to cut just my little corners here on 2 sides. So I'm just going to give a snip here and a snip here. And I'm just going to very slightly wedge this little box on each side. And I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side. And this is just your basic box. Hi, Joy. Thanks for joining. I'm glad you're feeling better. There. So there's our little box right there. So let me grab a bone folder. And I'm just going to fold these over and burnish those edges. So just give it a quick burnish. And there we go. So there's the base for our little box. So now we're going to put it together. And this is the multi-purpose Tombow glue. I just put it in this little bottle because I like to be able to have a little bit more control when I'm doing small spaces like this. So I'm just going to pop that in and hold it like this. And I just got these bottles on Amazon. So there's one corner. 2 corners. Oh, I just popped my corner off there. And then my final little corner here. All right. So there's our little box. So simple, right? Now to make the body parts, it sounds like I'm making a Frankenstein. So to make my body part, I'm going to take my 3 by 11 And I'm just going to put a strip of tear and tape right along the bottom. And then on the same side, I'm going to put a little strip of tear and tape up one side. Okay, and that's the one side. So now I'm going to flip it over this way, and I'm going to put a strip of tear and tape there. And you'll see why in a sec. Okay. All right, that's all we need. Just going to burnish this a little. So this was kind of an impromptu live. I've been meaning to try and get working on my software here. I still struggle with it a little bit, so I thought I'd go ahead and just do an impromptu live on my Facebook page and see, how that's working. It seems to be going okay, but all right, so I'm going to turn my box over, and I have the part that does not have the tear and tape down the side. So I'm going to start kind of in the middle of this flap here. And I'm just going to feed it along, and I'm using my fingers underneath to press the tear and tape into the box. I'm just going to go all the way around and really press it on well, because if you don't, it may pop up on you later. So you want to really burnish it well. All right, now I've got my tear and tape on this side, and I'm going to pop the tear and tape off of this side. So you can see I've got tear and tape here and tear and tape here. So when I fold it over like this, it's going to catch both raw edges. Okay, and I'm just going to go in with my bone folder, and I'm just going to burnish along the edge of the bottom of the box to make sure that it's going to stick. Because I found if I don't do this, it kind of pops up later on. So just give that a little burnish there. Isn't that cute? So simple, right? Okay, so that's the body. So now for the fur trim around his neck, I have a piece of basic white that is 1.5 by 11, and I'm going to be using the cloud die from the basic dies. These are in your annual catalog, and they've been a staple. They've been around for a couple of years. I hope they don't retire them anytime soon, because they're a fabulous die set. So I'm going to do that. Let me grab my cutter. Okay. Okay, so I've got my cut and emboss machine, and I'm just going to lay my trim or my die somewhat close to the bottom of my white, and I'm just going to run that through. Now, if it goes a little crooked, it's not the end of the world, because it is scalloped, so I wouldn't stress about it too much. All right, so there's half of it. Let me just move this. And then I'm going to line up there's a little, sort of a little, zoom here. Did that focus better? I think so. So I'm just going to take the end of my die, and I'm going to try and pop it right into that little pre-cut area, see if it'll match. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that there. And when I get to this part, I typically will use just a piece of washi tape to hold it, because it does tend to slide if I don't. So let me just grab a piece of washi tape here. And I'm just going to line that up. And you know it's lined up because when you try to move it, it won't move. So I'm going to stick it in there. I'm going to put washi tape on there. And just a little piece on here. All right, so now I'm going to run it through again. And again, you know what? If it isn't perfect, it doesn't matter because it's scalloped anyway. So I wouldn't stress about it too much. All right, so there we go. I'll just pop this back over here. So there's our Santa's collar. Okay, so it didn't cut all the way to the end. I'm not too fussed about that because we can put that part underneath. So I just gave it a little trim. And then I'm going to grab my tear and tape again and just flip it over. And there's a right side and a wrong side, so you can see the stitching is clearer on one side than it is on the other. So that's obviously the wrong side. Just trying to focus here. Is it focusing? Oh well. Trust me, you'll be able to tell. So on the wrong side, I'm going to put tear and tape along the top of his collar. I've made so many of these lately that my tear and tape situation is getting a little dire. I'm going to have to order some more. All right. Okay, I'm just going to burnish that down a little bit. And then the same as when we put the bottom on the box part. We're going to start in the middle of the back and just carry on all the way around. So I'm going to start here. And I have the part that I cut off is going to go underneath. So I'm going to start about here. And I'm just going to walk my way around the top of the box like this. So cute. And there you can see where I cut it off is covered. So no big deal. When you had, mine didn't cut all the way through the end because I had my plate was hanging off just a smidgen. So there's always a way to fix things. There, so I just went around it to give it a really good, not press, but to press the tear and tape on really, really well. So the next thing we need is we're going to make a little tag. And for this tag, I use the tailored tags, and I use the smallest one in this set. There's two different types of tags. One has like a rounded type edge, and then the other one has more square edges. So I use the smallest one of the square one, and just a piece of scrap here. Actually, I don't know. No, that won't fit. Okay, so I just have a piece of scrap here, so we'll just use that one. And let me get my cutter again. So I'm going to go ahead and just cut out my little tag. There we go. So that's the littlest tag from the tailor-made tags. And then I'm going to use the stamp to and from on the Joy of Noel. And I'm going to stamp that in real red just to match my cardstock. Now, if I was doing the elf, I would probably do it in, this one is done in Granny Apple Green, but I have done it, here's one over here that I did in Garden Green. I kind of like the Granny Apple Green. It's just a little bit more sort of fun, but you know, oops, dropped it on the floor. But any one will be fine. All right, so I just need a piece of scrap paper. Do I have anything scrappy? I do. Just going to test my stamp. Make sure it'll stamp nice and clean for me. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so I'm just going to zoom in a smidge here. A smidge? No. Oh yeah, here we go. A little too much. My phone's been acting really weird. I don't know. So that's a little closer. You can see what I'm sort of doing here. So I'm just going to pop on the to and the from out in the middle. And it wasn't straight, and I'm okay with that. That seems like it unzoomed on me. All right. And then I'm going to, now on this one, I used the dies from the Rocking Horse die set. And I use the Granny Apple Green foil. And I just had some red sparkle paper kicking around. So I just cut out the little berries. But for this one, I'm going to use the, what are these called? The loose holly gems and sequins. Now these are on back order until about, I think, November. I'm going to say the 14th or something like that. Mid-November anyway, they're going to be back in stock. So I'm just going to take my glue bottle and I'm going to put 2 little dots there and grab a pair of tweezers. And I'm just going to pop a couple of these holly leaves onto here. Now you could also use the fine tip glue pen, the fine tip glue bottle. But I'm just using the multi-purpose today, and I think it's fine. I did one with the multi-purpose glue earlier, and it was just fine. Turned out really well. It's really cute, and it's on there very well, so I'm not too worried about. You just do have to take the time to let it dry. And then I'm going to put a couple more dots here. Well, that didn't go where I wanted it to. Just going to pop a couple of dots here. And I'm going to put a few of the little red ones. Here we go. Here's one. These are so cute. And a little third one. There. Oh my goodness, how cute is that? Let's see if I can get that to focus. Isn't that cute? Okay, so we're going to let that dry. And I'll use the one that I made earlier to tie onto our little box. These way before they end up all over the floor. I closed my door because it doesn't seem to, if I leave the door open and Georgie gets a whiff of the fact that I'm trying to do something with little things, she'll be right on the desk and swiping everything onto the floor. I don't know if she thinks she's being helpful or just being a pain in the rear, but okay, so there's that. And I just need my 1/8 of an inch punch. Now Stampin' Up! Doesn't make this punch anymore, unfortunately, but you can get an 1/8 of an inch punch at the dollar store or at Michael's, anywhere really. So I'm going to pop, oh, you know what we forgot to do? We forgot to do his belt. Jeepers, look at me. Anyway, I'm going to pop this hole here. I'm about maybe 1/2 inch down on the front. I'm just going to pop that hole right there. But we won't put this, I'm going to let that one dry. And I'm going to grab the one that I made earlier. What do I do with it? Oh, is that it? No. Isn't that weird? Don't you hate that when you're working with something and you have it in your hand and then the next time you look for it, it's not there? That drives me nuts. Anyway, let's do the belt and let that dry for a few minutes and then we'll put it on. I just feel so discombobulated today. I don't know whether I'm coming or going. So let me grab my tear and tape again. So same thing. I'm just going to go right along the bottom of the belt for the tear and tape. And for some reason, my phone keeps unfocusing. I had it set to zoom in a little bit and then it unzoomed itself. So I don't know what that's all about. Maybe it has to do with the time change. Isn't that this coming weekend or is it the next weekend? So I'm putting 2 rows of the tear and tape on here. And I'm just going to burnish that down really well with my bone folder just to make sure it's good and stuck. There we go. And then again, same thing. I'm going to start in the middle. Oh, there it is. In the middle of the back. And I'm about, I don't know, 1/2 inch from the bottom. So as I go along, I'm not going to burnish it down too hard quite yet because I want to make sure that when I get to the back, it's going to line up. So I'm going to go around and around. There we go. So not bad, not bad. So now I'm going to go ahead and burnish this down. I'm going to go inside with my bone folder and just give it a good press down. Make sure that it stays put. So there's our belt. And then our belt buckle, I used the self-adhesive gold paper that is on the online exclusives, and comes it with 1 sheet of gold and 1 sheet of silver. Now, one thing I've learned with this paper is that it's really easy to go past the adhesive part and get right into the paper, which you don't want to do. I'm just going to use my pick tool here and just lift up the adhesive part. And I'm going to stick that right in the middle of his tummy, like that. And really press it on well. And then I'm going to take my 3/4 of an inch square and I'm just going to glue that right into the center of the belt. There. How cute. Sweet, eh? Well, I love it. And then to put this on, I'm going to use, I have here the gold and silver 1/8 inch trim, which is also, I believe, online exclusive. And you don't need very much. I think probably about, I don't know, 8 inches is probably plenty. Excuse me. And I'm just going to pop this through the hole in the tag and then through the hole in the box that. Oh, this one I didn't stamp. Let's quickly stamp that one. That was the one I made earlier. Just gonna go ahead and stamp that. And then just I just tied it in a little slip knot. You can tie it whichever way you like. There. How cute is that? So then inside, I have a little bag of candy. So on the inside, you can put some of this shredded paper. I don't know what you call this stuff. I think that there was a name for it, but I can't remember what it is. I just call it shredded paper. And just close that so I don't get ink all over everything. And I just threw some papers. Now all I have is some Halloween caramel pumpkins. And these, oh, if you want to try a really good candy, go to IKEA and get these. These are called Dame. I guess that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. And this one is the caramel one. And then they have a limited edition for Christmas that is orange flavored. And it's like that caramel that when you chew on it, it's crunchy, but then it gets kind of, it sticks to itself and gets kind of a little bit chewy. Oh my God, it's so good. So I'm just going to take a little piece again of this gold trim and tie a little knot on my little baggie here. That one's dying to be eaten. It keeps trying to get out. I'm just going to tie a knot there. I'm just going to do a double knot. I'm not going to try and be fancy and do a bow because it'll just pop out on me. So there we go. And then that just sits right in there like that. Isn't that just so stinking cute? I love this. So anyway, that's the little Santa one. And again, if you missed the beginning, here's a little elf one that I did. And I cut out the holly came from the rocking horse dies, and so did the berries. And then there's, I don't think I still have, no, I think I gave them to Jareen when she was here. I also, this holly is two pieces. There's an inside and an outside. Oops. So, and these berries are also an inside and an outside. So it had like a frame around it. So for this one, I used the inside of the holly leaves and the inside of, no, these are different berries. But then on another one that I did, I used the outside, which was just like a 16th of an inch little holly frame, and it was open, and I put it on, so it was like open, really, really cute. And then the berry frame was also open. I'm pretty sure I gave that one to Doreen on the weekend when she was here. So anyway, here are the Santa and the elf. And of course, the reindeer, I did this guy last year, but you could still create it with some either circular dies or circle punches. And the bow, this is just the older bow punch. And let me see if I can find my penguin. So here's the penguin that I did last year. He's lost a foot, but I used the heart, little heart die from, I think this was from the spinner die set, which is still current. But so that was just the penguin. And so I used an oval die and just cut the bottom off and made circles for his eyeballs. And then this is just a little wedge of crushed curry. Isn't that cute? So stinking cute. I mean, it's endless. You could do Halloween ones. You could do, oh, actually, you could do a pumpkin one with pumpkin pie and just some triangles for his face. Endless possibilities. I just want to thank you so much for joining me this afternoon on this almost rainy, yucky, cold day. And we'll see you soon. And if you're coming to class tomorrow night, this is what you're making. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.